Hello PokeMoshPit, this is Necrostevo and you're watching one of my narrated Wi-Fi battle videos. Today's match is an NU match that I had against Razer Gear, and I really enjoyed this match. This is just one of those matches. If you guys see the team preview there, you see I have a Nidorino, he has a Kingler. We're just ready to go with some random NU Pokemon. And I don't think I've used any of these in battle since I bred them. Well, not any of them, but several of them I haven't used in battle since I bred them. So I'm going to start with my anti-lead Jade the Lopunny, and for people who haven't faced it before, they don't really know what to expect from anti-lead Lopunny. When I can predict my opponent to lead off with Stealth Rocks like I do here, I'm able to bounce them back even though I don't carry Stealth Rocks on my own team. And then especially for when they have Eviolites, Jade just loves to take those away, making them way less bulky. So I'm able to get up Stealth Rocks, take away my opponent's Eviolite, leave him with a Flame Orb, which means if he has Earthquake, it's not going to do any damage to my Pachirisu or my Nidorino, really. So that was a very productive turn. He gets up his rocks, but no one on my team is really weak against rocks, so I'm not really that worried about that. I just wanted to make sure I got him up against his Pokemon. And with his attack power cut, I was hoping he didn't carry Super Fang, but he actually does. So I bring in Fraxure just to set up Dragon Dance, because I actually think I can outspeed a good bit of his team with a Dragon Dance. I have Dragon Dance, Swords Dance, Outrage, and Dragon Claw, and this Fraxure is holding a Dragon Fang. So the theme today is dragons for Fraxure. And this is actually, I believe it's the shiny Axew that I got in game. But anyways, though, after a +1 to attack, Outrage is going to clean out Gardevoir, which I was really impressed with, because Gardevoir can be very bulky. Maybe that was an offensive one, I'm not sure. He brings in Combusken smartly here to protect, to stall on my Outrage, and to get a +1 speed boost. And I actually thought he might outspeed me with +1. So that was kind of a toss-up there. I really didn't want to switch out because I didn't want to give him a Swords Dance boost or anything like that. So I just stayed in and went for the coin flip on the Confusion, and I actually do outspeed him, even after +1. So that is great. Fraxure gets 2 KOs already at the beginning of this match, and I'm looking pretty good. He does bring in Choice Scarf Kingler. He did tell me that it was Jolly about halfway through the match, and I was like, if it's Jolly, that has so many implications for this match. And Kingler is actually one of my favorite Pokemon, so I'm actually a little bit okay with it, doing a little bit of work against my team. But trading Fraxure for 2 KOs as far as just him revenge killing it, I'm okay with that. Now, expecting him to switch out, I do go for Hone Claws. Nidorino's ability before it evolves into the King, of course, is Hustle. And it can learn Sucker Punch. So, basically, a lot of power there in that Sucker Punch. I do have Return on this Nidorino, but I recently traded it over from another version, so the happiness was not maxed out, and I forgot about that before the battle. Return definitely would have KO'd the Sandshrew there. That was a little bit of a... I should not have overlooked that before the match. I could have just pumped him full of berries right before the match and said, eat all these berries, get happy. Here, I'll go get you a massage, and you'll be happy. But knowing that the burn was going to take him out, I just went for another Hone Claws. So now I have a lot of attack power in my Poison Jab and my Sucker Punch. I knew that he knew I had Sucker Punch, so I figured he actually might Earthquake, expecting me to go for Poison Jab, because he doesn't know what my other attacks are. He just knows I have Hone Claws and Sucker Punch. So I actually just went ahead and went for the Sucker Punch one more time, and that turns out to be a misplay because he does set up the sub. With +2 and the Hustle Boost and a Life Orb, I did not need a crit to break his substitute with the Poison Jab. I should have just went for the Poison Jab to start off with, but I actually didn't think that this Golurk would be such a pain in my butt during this battle. You see the leftovers there, of course. That means he's likely a little bit more bulky. I bring out White Wolf. I know he's going to switch because the Sucker Punch, again, is painfully obvious. That's going to be a little bit of a theme here. And so I get to go for a Dark Gem boosted Night Slash. I've been trying out different items on White Wolf ever since I bred him way back in Heart Gold Soul Silver, and I haven't really found anything that I like. Like, I tried Focus Sash Swords Dance, I've tried Life Orb, and Dark Gem seems to work okay, just because people tend to switch out, and I can hit something really hard with Night Slash, but then he's without an item for the rest of the battle. So of course I am able to take out that Altaria, which is great, because without the Dark Gem, 2 Night Slashes probably would not have killed it, without probably max damage or a crit there. And just expecting him to go for X Scissor or maybe a water move, I switch out into Noctowl. Fortunately, he just goes for Brick Break, which is good because I'm going to be able to live another one of those if he wants to stay in and try to KO me, which gives me a chance to set up Reflect. Unfortunately, I did not breed Nightshade onto this Noctowl just because for some reason when I was breeding it, I was thinking, oh, I can just Heart Scale it and make it learn that afterwards. But this was a really good Noctowl. It has a lot of great IVs in there. And I wish it were shiny, that it would remind me of Ash's Noctowl. But knowing that he's going to set up the Substitute, I knew I would outspeed him, so I just Toxic him so that he'll be Toxic behind the Substitute. And I didn't know what other moves he had. I was assuming he'd have maybe Hammer Arm, or maybe Shadow Punch and Ice Punch, or something like that. But I knew with the Reflect Up, I could handle him pretty well. I was afraid to go for Roost in case he did have Hammer Arm, and he actually shows me that he has Focus Punch. So I do go for Roost this turn, but fortunately the Reflect is up. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to take two of those, even with the Reflect being up. The good thing, though, is that I think even at this point in the battle, all he has left is the Kingler after this Golurk. And I have my Pachirisu, my Jade the Lopunny, and my Absol left after Arkham. The bad thing is that Pachirisu and Lopunny cannot touch Golurk. So I literally have to play around this Golurk until it dies, because if I'm forced to send an Absol against it, then he's just going to Focus Punch it after I break his sub. So I have to do a little bit of artful stalling here, which is a little bit fun in my opinion. I know I'm not going to live another Focus Punch, but I kind of wanted to make sure he kept going for the Focus Punch, because I know his other move is Earthquake. So I'm going to now take this time to go into, I think I'm going to go into Jade first, just so he'll be kind of baited into going for the Focus Punch, because I don't think behind the Reflect, I don't think an Earthquake will kill Jade. And I'm pretty sure he forgot that I had a Pachirisu, because he does go for Focus Punch. And max HP Pachirisu behind the Reflect is actually going to be able to live a Focus Punch, which means one more turn of toxic damage on the Golurk. Now, I was hoping at this point, even though Pachirisu is obviously weak to the Earthquake, and Focus Punch would probably actually be the better move, that he would just go for Earthquake. My Reflect does wear off, but I figured my Lopunny's at max HP. It has max HP investment, max HP, max speed yet again. And even with the Stealth Rock damage, I figured I could live an Earthquake, even though it's stabbed, coming from something as powerful as a Golurk. And I actually do live, which is critical because I got an extra turn of toxic damage on Golurk, which means I'm going to be able to hopefully just go right into Absol against his Kingler, and hopefully finish it off with a Sucker Punch, because that's what it's going to come down to at the end of the match, is whether or not I can kill his Kingler with a Sucker Punch. He smartly locks himself into Brick Break, no chance of missing, no chance of, you know, if I randomly could set up another screen or something like that, he could break the screen too. And unfortunately, max speed Pachirisu cannot outspeed Jolly Choice Scarf Kingler. If he had Adamant, I think I might have had a chance of outspeeding him, I'm not actually sure. But now we're down to the final moment of the battle, and that's whether or not a Sucker Punch will kill him from a max attack Adamant Absol, and it barely doesn't kill. Whether or not that was min-max damage, if I had a Life Orb, that definitely would have killed. I think even if I had black glasses, that would have killed, put on the shades. But I really enjoyed that match. It was a very, very close one, so thank you, RaZorGear, for the match. Make sure you guys sub to the Pokemon Mosh Pit. And if you like what you saw, come check out my channel. I hope you guys have a great day and are having a great start to your new year, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye now.